prayer followed by the Pledge of Allegiance.
Father God, we thank you for your kindness in bringing us all together today. Though we may not know what this meeting holds, we know that you do. As we begin, Lord, help us to keep your word in mind. Lead us into conversations that are fruitful and enrich the lives of those who are here today. When we are undecided, please lead us in your wisdom. When our opinions may disagree, help us to remain respectful of one another. More than anything, Lord, would you help us both to seek your will and to pursue your glory through all that we say and do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I call the meeting to order for agenda business. Public comment. Is there anybody public comment?
No, sir.
No public comment. Okay. Minutes from our last meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from the September 1st, 2022 meetings as submitted.
Motion on the floor is to approve the minutes from our September 1st meeting as submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Reports. Aaron?
I've provided you the current reports for community corrections. If you look, we currently have 93 individuals on the program. From the beginning of the fiscal year to now, we've had 7 full participants, 17 condition of bond, 3 services only, 7 from parole, 2 from probation. I've had 21 individuals complete my program since the beginning of the fiscal year. 16 terminate, but we've had 5 re-enter back in the program.
Are you there?
I have had 6.
Yeah. Can you hear?
Okay. I hear. I got you.
All right. Chris is on. Sorry, he's on.
Hi, Chris. I've had 6 individuals attend rehab. We have had 295 community service hours. We've completed 2,960 employment hours with our full participants. I've had 1 individual start my domestic violence program. We do have 1 getting ready to graduate from the program here in probably in the next month. We've administered with just our participants 484 drug screens, where 41 of them were positive, which gives us 443 negatives. With the community service hours, we saved the county $2,581.25. We've collected $5,590. With the regional jail bill so far this fiscal year, we've saved the county $287,087.50 for a total with community service savings in the regional jail bill. We've saved the county $289,668.75. So over 93 current participants on the program. I have 15 full program, 43 on bond, 18 services only, 13 from probation, and 4 from parole, which is our 93. Of our 15 full corrections, I have 11 employed, 1 unemployed, 1 that's incarcerated. We're waiting on the circuit. It's the one that's we've had incarcerated for a while. We're waiting on the judge to decide what to do with her. 1 on disability and 1 in rehab.
None on the run.
Not on the run. We're finally at
Usually
9.
there's always at least 1 on the run.
Yeah, I think a few months ago we had 4, but no, we have none on the run at the moment, thank goodness. The last page is our current expenses and revenues minus our grant. So right now, community corrections, we have spent $14,243.40. We've brought in the $5,550. Again, that number, we only did it 1 year, but that number will probably never exceed what we spend. So our federal probation, we've spent $2,200. We've brought in $6,810. With drug court, we've spent $9,600. We've brought in $10,675. DHR, we spent $20,196.95. But I am, as of today, caught up with all the invoices, just waiting for the money to come in. So they, again, from the last time I was here, that would be, we haven't seen checks from January, February, March, April, May, June, July. And I'm gonna get ready and work on August since we're in the middle of September. So we should be hopefully seeing some checks coming in. So then that will start fixing that problem. And we've had nothing with juvenile or parole on both. I heard, and I'm gonna check, because I had a director's meeting on Friday last week. there was a comment about whether or not the state is not given the grant money yet. So I don't know, I have to go check with Angie, but supposedly one of the directors had made a comment. And I haven't seen a check from Angie, so, cause she usually, when she receives it, she gives me a copy of it. So I just need to see if something's up.
Do you know?
So, I don't know what's going on in Charleston, but one of the other directors just made that comment. But one of the other directors said they hadn't seen any issue, but I don't know. And I've noticed that I haven't received any parole checks either, which is kinda odd. So, I'm gonna have to look into that, because I've submitted all the parole invoices, not that they're much, but, I haven't seen those checks either. And they go to Angie too, so I need to just double check with her and maybe look into that.
Okay.
And on these failed drug tests, 41 people, is that 41 different people, or is that some people multiple times failed
Right.
the test, right?
Yeah.
So not quite 41 people failing.
No, it's 41 drug screens.
Drug screens, but it may only be 10 people, right?
It could
In a-
be, yeah.
Sense, right? Okay.
Yep.
All right, just want to clarify that.
Okay.
You have anything from 911, or you wanna hold to your sheriff?
I think you guys, it looks like I saw an email where you guys have got a grant from the court security grant fund. Looks like you guys were awarded that, and I just saw it, so congratulations on that. I don't have anything else.
Brenda?
No, I haven't.
Anybody else? Okay. Correspondence. That's what you were just talking about, this court security grant has been approved, right? Yeah, please inform the court security bond has approved court security grant to award the Randolph County Commission amount of $55,435 for the purpose of enhancing the court's, the county's court security, so. Congratulations.
Good deal.
Yeah, I got ideas for that. All right, announcements. Our next meeting will be Wednesday, October 5th at 1:30. That's on a Wednesday. We moved it, cause that's festival week, and it's Thursday, Friday, it gets busier around the courthouse, so we're shutting down that Friday too, right?
Yes, we always have.
Yes. For the festival, cause, we doing stuff on the lot, on the lawn and stuff, so. All right, next item on the agenda is, item for discussion is A, consider signing proclamation for West Virginia Suicide Prevention and Awareness Month. All right, so we have a proclamation. We've done this in the past, it's from the West Virginia Suicide Prevention Awareness Month. Davis Health is here, is that right?
Yes.
Would like to speak to it?
Sure. Yes, September is Suicide Awareness Month. Suicide is one of the leading causes of death in the United States. In 2020, there were approximately 187,000 suicides in the United States. That's actually down just a little bit. CDC says it's about a 3% reduction. That may be due to the pandemic, but it's still a very serious issue, and particularly among the elderly. They do very, very lethal means, firearms, hanging, and it's really a result of loneliness, of perceived burdensomeness, and they have the means to do it. It can be very disguised. With the elderly, they may be looking like they're just tending to their affairs, when in actuality they're planning their death. So we do just want to make this month very much an awareness of suicide and the potential. And I don't know if everybody knows, but there's a new phone number for suicide. No longer is it the helpline. It's simply 988, and that's where you can get some help. So we do ask that the commission identify this as Suicide Awareness Month.
And what we have is a proclamation that states September is recognized as Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, at a time when millions of people around the world join their voices with the residents of Randolph County to raise awareness of suicide prevention, treatment, and recovery. So we'll be signing the proclamation.
Fantastic.
All right, so have a motion to,
I'll make a motion to approve the proclamation as presented.
all right, so motion on the floor is to approve the proclamation as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so just need you to sign there. So next item on the agenda is the informational presentation from Debbie Smidlin regarding Pro Officer Program. Superintendent Debbie Smidlin, sorry.
Good afternoon. My name is Debbie Smidlin, and I am the superintendent of Randolph County Schools. I would like to thank the Randolph County Commission for giving me the opportunity to stand before you to talk about a subject of great importance. Last year, Randolph County Schools worked collaboratively with the Randolph County Sheriff's Department to secure 2 pro officers for our school system. I would like to share with you the benefits of having these officers in our schools. The ability to provide a safe school environment for our staff and students is always a top priority. The pro officers' visibility in our schools has had a tremendous impact. Their presence has offered another layer of safety in the mornings and afternoons with traffic detail. They provide teaching opportunities in the areas of cyberbullying, social media issues, and bullying in general. They participate in class discussions that have included alcohol and drug effects and their consequences, club involvement, physical fitness, and agility. They try to beat the kids at the games, but it doesn't always work that way. I think the kids prove that they're a little quicker. The officers provide opportunities for mentoring and counseling for students and conduct home visits when necessary. The officers have been in our elementary schools and have classes that teach young students the importance of safety and that law enforcement officers are their friends. Too often, children are taught to be afraid of our law enforcement officers, and we work hard to change that thought. Our pro officers have participated in HOFNOD, initiated a hunter safety program with the support of the West Virginia DNR, and are present at extracurricular events such as prom, graduation, and ball games. The officers have worked on sexual assault cases regarding students as well as child abuse cases. They also perform their regular law enforcement duties, arrests, and juvenile petitions. Officer Rocky Hebb is stationed at Tigers Valley Middle School, and Sergeant Danny Pennington is at Elkins Middle School. They also travel to other schools as needed and have made themselves available many times after school hours when situations have arisen and we needed their assistance. I particularly have enlisted both of them in after school events that have happened. I felt like that we needed them at that moment, and they were Johnny on the spot. By having the ability to have a proactive presence in the middle schools, they can establish a rapport with those students and work to deter future problems that could occur as those students move into the high schools. While we are certainly grateful for their ability to go to other schools when a situation presents itself, it has become apparent that we need an additional officer at Elkins High School. This is the largest school in our county, and Officer Hebb and Sergeant Pennington have been asked to report to Elkins High School several times to assist in situations that require law enforcement. Today was a great example. They were at Elkins High School this morning early, as well as other members of the Sheriff's Department and Elkins City Police, because of an alleged threat that ended up being not true at all. However, police presence was there, and we were very grateful for that. Officer Hebb has been involved in writing grants to assist with the salaries of our pro officers. Randolph County Schools utilize a portion of our ARP money, the American Rescue Plan monies that we received because of the pandemic. We are appreciative of the support of the council, of the commission to provide uniforms, vehicles, gear, and training for the officers. Officer Hebb continues to write grants that will provide a portion of the support for the continuation of pro officers in Randolph County Schools. The purpose for this presentation is to ask the commission if they would consider supporting the employment of a third pro officer for Elkins High School. The positive impact that this program has had on our county is outstanding. Sheriff Elvin has demonstrated a tremendous amount of support for this program and communicates regularly with our office, which is always appreciated. I would like to make a point that I'm here today without the presence of our officers and my assistant superintendent. They are currently providing active shooter training at Colton Elementary School today. This is now the third training that they have conducted in our schools. The response to this training has been outstanding. The training was initiated by our pro officers and Sheriff Elvin. They have worked countless hours with Joseph Arbogast, my assistant superintendent, to plan these trainings for each school staff. It seems insufficient to only be able to offer a thank you to these gentlemen for their efforts to provide these trainings. Their commitment to our staff and students is humbling, and I personally am grateful to have them in our school system. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak with you. If at any time you would like to meet to discuss this further and in greater detail, I am more than willing.
Well, I for one, am very supportive of the program that we've had. Every county that I've ever been in, and when we had a program, it worked out very well. Every county that I was ever a supervisor in and we didn't have, or we did, I always made my guys pick a school and go to it and spend time there. It was always very good for relationship between students and officers. We was able to get more stuff, so I'm very supportive of the program. And I think Dave and Chris are as well. If we can figure some more grants or figure out some way of doing it, I think.
What's your thoughts?
It's odd that you ask, because I'm in training in Wheeling this week. Early, I was there Sunday through Tuesday, and Monday, my phone dings and I get an email, and it's about a grant, through the, cannabis legislation that they have. There's actually a grant that's available now, and pro officers are one of those things that you can use to pay for. And I think I'd have to read the thing thoroughly again to see what all the parameters are of it, but it looks like that there's an opportunity maybe for something like this. I would run myself a guy short again, but we got a guy getting ready to come off FTO where he's in the regular circulation, and it's something we could actually pull off.
Is that grant available this year?
Looks like to me it's for 2023.
Now, is that something Rocky is gonna apply, or do you want Peggy to apply?
I forwarded this to Peggy and asked her to review it, so you guys will have more knowledge about it, honestly. And I was talking to Ms. Midland at the ball game Friday night at the Elkins game, and she had told me she was on the agenda to come here, and then Monday I get that text, or that email, so it's kinda odd how it all kinda played out, but I'll research it more. I can forward you the information I have, so you guys can actually look at it.
Okay.
We'll follow up with Peggy.
Yeah.
Good.
We will work on it.
Thank you very much.
Very well.
And you have a board member with you too, right?
I do, I am not minding my manners. We have Sherry Collett this afternoon. She came to support me in my presentation, and I'm glad to see her here today.
So are
thank
we.
you.
All right, so next item on the agenda is consider approval of the funding request from Whitmer Water Association. Do we have anybody from Whitmer today? All right, so what it is, they're asking for help in paying an estimate they had done. Their plant estimate is in the amount of $3,554. They're waiting on annual reports to be done to get everything up to date, so it's to help pay for that. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
I'll give you a little bit more on that. I spoke with Paula. What they've got more issues than just this, 3,500. But the fellow will not give them an estimate until they pay this bill. So we need to get this bill paid before they'll give them an estimate on the other things that need to be changed. But I also talked to, one of the fellows up there that does the water engineer, and he's stating that he don't think it's going to be much more past this, because it's something simple that they can, from what they was telling them, but they just wouldn't give them an actual cost on what it was going to be until after this bill here gets paid.
Okay. So the $3,554, we still have some money left, not a lot, left in the rescue plan, which can be used towards water projects, so.
We earmarked some for Whitmer, and a couple other programs we had going on, projects going on.
Okay, so you wanna make a motion?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the funding request, from the Whitmer Water Association in the amount of $3,554 to be taken from the American Rescue Plan Fund.
So motion on the floor is to approve the funding request from Whitmer Water Association amounting to $3,554. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Alright, next item on the agenda is consider approval funding request from the for the 2022 Mountain State Forest Festival Firemen's Parade. Do we have anybody here for that? Alright, so the Elkins Fire Department has requested, on behalf of Elkins Volunteer Fire Department, we're requesting assistance to support the 84th Annual Mountain State Forest Festival Firemen's Parade. The Elkins Volunteer Fire Department has multiple expenses associated with this event, including food for 200 to 300 firemen, trophies, and awards. So they're asking help from the county commission.
This is something we've done in the past.
Every year that I've been on it, we've done it, something for them, so.
I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the funding for the 2022 Firemen's Parade in the amount of $2,000 to be taken from the hotel motel tax.
Okay, that's a fund that, tax that is, that we receive on the hotels and motels that's outside the city limits, people that stay there, that can be used towards this type of funding. So we will, so the motion on the floor is to approve the funding request from the, Elkins Fire Department for their Firemen's Parade in the amount of $2,000 to be taken from our hotel motel tax. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Next item on the agenda is consider approval of second payment to Dan Hill Construction for our pool splash pad project. All right, so I was there, I think it was about a week, no, you went there last time, wasn't you?
No.
So it wasn't last week, it was a week prior. And we're meeting, the first of each month to go over progress from the prior month, and then to receive a payment application from Dan Hill on the work that's been completed. And they've got, tremendous amounts of work completed at the pool. The pump house is up, they've got the surge pump there. That's something that the old pool did not have. So like, where it would, if there's like an influx of people, the water would backflow to the pumps. Now it goes into that surge tank to help not wear and tear on the pumps. That's all in there. It's really cool to see that, how that works out. All the concrete around the old pool has been up, and they've got it all leveled off because it's going to be expanded, because we were able to take some more property behind the old pump house and out further. The concession stand is up. They hadn't shingled it yet, but they're replacing the whole roof on the old bathhouse where we extended to the concession stand area. Lines are run over to the splash pad to when they get started on that project. They want to get the pool done first and then do the splash pad. The deep end of the pool is now, they were getting ready to pour the concrete into it to bring it up because the two drains in there were shot, so they replaced the drains there and they brought the pool up a little bit on the back side. Next thing they were going to do was to resurface the inside and put the liner in. That was one of the next projects to do. So, and they've had to go around and, because they took up the old gutter system around the pool, and they had to secure that down, and they got all that done so they can put the new stainless steel gutter.
That was one of the misconceptions. A lot of people thought that they was tearing the walls halfway down, and they weren't. That's where we saved money on the cost on repairing the pool. They only come down about a foot from the top to replace the overflow gutters, and the stainless steel gutters in it, overflows.
Yeah.
And to replace them. So the walls were only taken down the top 12 inches or so to remove the old gutter and put the new gutter in. And a lot of people was thinking we was tearing half the walls out and then re-pouring. You know, that's why they wondered why we wasn't building a bigger pool. Because it cost a lot more money if we would have built a bigger pool. You'd have to tear all the walls out to expand and straighten everything up.
Because the old gutter system had those old steel pipes.
Yeah.
That were rusted out.
Cast iron.
Yeah, so there's all that's replaced. And they're on schedule. They want to have it done either the week prior or the week after Thanksgiving. The only thing that's holding them up is an electrical box that, Master Service is the electrician on site, and they're having a hard time getting that one, but they should be able to get it up and running and test it though, because they wanna get it to where they will show us how to winterize it, and then they're gonna come back in the spring to take it out and show us how to start it up, so. Still on plan for the week prior, the week after Thanksgiving to have the pool, and splash pad complete. So, the second draw on the pool is $158,940.04. And we have, set aside money in our community development line for that, so if I have a motion for that.
Yeah, make a motion to approve the second payment to Dan Hill Construction in the amount of $158,940.04 to be taken from the community development fund.
So motion on the floor is to approve the second payment to Dan Hill Construction in the amount of $158,940.04 to be taken from our community development line. Is there any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
We also picked out some callers too, so I did that without Peggy Ross there, cause she was supposed to be our official caller. But she's getting a grant to, the same person that did the artwork on Mountain Valley Bank to do scenery around the old, it'll be revised bathhouse, so it'll be really nice. All right, so next item on the agenda is, consider approval of the local service agreement with CityNet. And I think we're gonna table this one, cause we're gonna still dig into that a little bit more. So a motion to table item F.
I'll make a motion to table this.
So the motion on the floor is to table item F. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so we have a motion, next item on the agenda is to consider approval of the new hires for the 911 center. Now you got it.
I actually have,
Did you wanna give anything, updates on 911 before you do?
yeah, as for our tower, we're putting it to building, we're just waiting, obviously, for it to come in. It's on order, being built, painted, all that good stuff, just a matter of when they can get it to us. And we also are waiting on the results from the geo study we'd have done for the site. And that's pretty much it on that. Sean and Robert and I was actually gonna be out of town half the week next week, training class, VOAD class in Charleston. Then we'll be in Camp Dawson the following week for the Siren Conference, radio conference. That's about the only updates I've really got.
Okay.
Now, as for business on the agenda, we've got 2 new hires, and we also have another issue that we needed to address. The one that just occurred within the last few days. You want me to do the new hires first?
Yeah.
Or, okay. First one we got is a request approval for hiring of Jade Parrish as a telecommunicator trainee. It's a full-time position with county benefits and a probationary period of 6 months. Starting pay is at $12.25 and begin work on September 19th. Wages would be covered by the current budget.
All right, so let's do this one first.
I'll make a motion to approve the hire of Jade Parrish as a telecommunicator trainee. This full-time benefited position with probationary period of 6 months. Starting pay will be $12.25 per hour. And she'll begin work on September 19th, 2022.
All right, so motion on the floor is to approve the hire of Jade Parrish as telecommunicator trainee, full-time benefited position, probation period 6 months, starting pay $12.25, and work starting on September 19th. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next.
All right, next is a request for approval to hire Angela Wickline as a telecommunicator trainee. It's again full-time position with county benefits. Probationary period of 6 months, starting pay at $12.25, and her actual beginning work date, I'm not sure if it says September 19th on your copy,
Yes.
but her actual beginning date has been pushed forward to October 3rd.
Push back.
Yeah, due to her current job, she's waiting on, I guess, her replacement. Can't start until October 3rd, so she asked if she could start then instead of the 19th. And her wages also be covered under the current budget.
Okay.
Okay, I'll make a motion to approve the hire of Angela Wickline as a telecommunicator trainee. This full-time benefited position with probationary period of 6 months. Starting pay will be $12.25 per hour, and she will begin work on October 3rd, 2022.
A motion on the floor is to approve the hiring of Angela Wickline's telecommunicator trainee, full-time benefited position, probationary period of 6 months, starting pay $12.25. Her work will start on October the 3rd. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. What else did you have?
Alright, the next thing that we've had come up in the next few days, or last couple days, I should say, our main generator at our building. The main.
The brand new building?
Yeah. The main control panel on it is bad. So anytime we have power outage, there's issues with the generator starting up. Our guys with Mountaineer generator they've been awesome trying to take care of the issue, but unfortunately the new control panel, it's needed. The one that's there is pretty much shot. It's just waiting game for when it goes completely out. I mean, golly forbid we never have another Superstorm Sandy or something like that where the power's out for a week or two at a time. And not sure if it would be able to power the generator with that. But they gave us a quote of almost $6,000. That's installation and the new control panel. Looking at probably 2 to 3 weeks before they could get that in and get that taken care of. So we're just keeping our fingers crossed in the meantime that nothing happens. So, and if something would happen, power go down, the generator system wouldn't work with the power load on that building. It's not one of those where you could go to Lowe's and get a portable generator or something like that to power. We're looking at probably, if something would happen, that'd be something the National Guard have to bring in, like one of their big generators. And you're talking about $800 a day for them to bring their generators on the trailers.
Does she have money in her budget though? Has she looked at her budget to go ahead and, cause that's something she could go ahead and.
That I'm not sure of, to be
I mean,
honest
if she
with
needs to
you.
go back and review her budget, and if she's got it in her like equipment, line, maintenance line, that she can get that around to go ahead and get that approved.
Okay.
That's then, cause it's not on the agenda, so we can't take it up today.
Right.
But I'd encourage her to go back and check her budget to make sure that she doesn't have funding there, because we always allocate stuff during this thing for
Right.
emergencies.
We can move funding if we had to.
But to go ahead, and she needs to make that decision to go ahead and get, take care of it.
Okay.
And then if she can't, then that's when she can come back to us.
Okay.
And Chris will pay for it. Out of his big pockets.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's all I got.
All right. Yeah, just let us know, tell her if she follow up with Chris about what she can find out.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Next item on agenda is to consider approval of the poll workers for November 2022 general election. Brenda.
And I have the list of Democrat poll workers and Republican poll workers that were submitted to me by the executive committees. That just need to be approved.
All right, so give me the Republicans.
You want the Republicans?
Yeah.
A lot of them are the same people. There is a few new ones on there, but most of them's the same. But we can always use poll workers. If anybody knows anybody that would be interested, we always need alternates to put on the list to be able to call in case somebody cancels, so.
And you have the Cindy Stemple and Carolyn Jackson.
Yeah, that's the two.
They can reach out to, or?
Well, they can just contact us now that the executive committees have filed their lists.
Mhm.
They can just contact my office and we can add when we need to add if someone calls in and cancels.
All right. So I'll make a motion to approve the, poll workers that have been, presented from the Randolph County Republican Executive Committee. So is there any further discussion on that? All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so you make the motion for the Democrats,
All right, I'll make,
since you're a Republican in the House.
I'll make a motion to approve the poll workers, for the Democratic Party as presented.
Motion on the floor is to approve the Democratic poll workers as presented from the Democratic Executive Committee. Any further discussion?
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, next is consider signing a letter of support for the Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department. Do we have anybody here to speak for that?
I'll get you more names from poll workers as they leave today. I'll have them.
There you go. Thank you.
Commissioners, I'm Branson Henry, the Leading Creek Fire Department. I'm the chief. Glenn Bedford is the president with me. We're just asking for a letter of support for us to buy a new engine. And I gave you the support letter. It's just Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department Incorporated. We'll be purchasing a custom Suffin fire truck from Heritage Fire Truck. The purchase will be approximately $576,000. We, the Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department Incorporated, request your support in this purchase.
That was about $300,000 cheaper than another truck, wasn't it?
200.
So that's still an expensive truck.
Yeah.
So what, is it a brand new truck?
Brand new, yes.
Brand new?
Yeah, we had an engine fail December, and we've been in the process ever since trying to figure out how we was gonna fix the issue. So we've been one engine down since then.
Did I understand JW right, they won't give y'all a truck
Yes.
to run until they get that one done?
Yeah, so it'll be here then, end of next week or the beginning of the week after.
Okay.
And they'll supply us with an engine until we receive the new engine.
All right.
And how long will it take you to get it, do you know?
We're looking at early spring, which is rare because if we go with anyone else, it's about 2-year build now.
Oh, wow.
So we'd be out of an engine for 2 years if we went with anyone else.
All right, so we have a proclamation, a letter of support that says, Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department provides critical life-saving measures to the citizens in and around Randolph County, whereas it is necessary for Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department to keep its fleet of vehicles modern and up to date with emergency response equipment. Whereas the volunteer members donate an untold number of hours in training and responding to emergencies. Whereas the Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department is an integral part of the Randolph County Fire Association, be it resolved that the Randolph County Commission hereby supports their efforts in obtaining a new fire engine and any necessary financial arrangements. Signed this date, 15th September, Chris C., myself, and Chris Seiler. So I have a motion to approve the letter of support as presented.
I'll make a motion to approve the letter of support as presented.
Motion on the floor is approve the letter of support as presented for the Leading Creek Volunteer Fire Department. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we'll get the letter for you.
Thank you.
Here's your letter.
Thank you.
Very appreciated.
Thank you, guys.
All right, so that's all items on the agenda today. Next is final settlements and annual accountings.
Okay, so we have 11, but we do have one that I wanted to talk to you about. Now, I got advice from the fiduciary commissioner on this, and he said to go ahead and bring it to the meeting for approval. What it is once they file these, they have to stay in our office for 10 days. Then if anybody has any objections to the final settlement being done, they can send us a letter, or they can come in and say, I don't want that to be done yet, and give us a reason. Well, once this one was filed, we did get a letter from someone in the jail that's one of the heirs. He doesn't specifically say that he's filing the objection to the final settlement. He just says when he gets out of jail, he's gonna hire a lawyer. So I ran this by, like I said, the fiduciary commissioner, John Wallace. He said this isn't enough of a letter to say that he's objecting to anything. And also, this has already went to circuit court, and the person in jail has a guardian ad litem that has already agreed to all of this. And here's copies of all that, the agreed order and everything. So what John Wallace said was to bring it over to you. It's up to you guys if you wanna approve it today or send it back, and I would have a fiduciary commissioner appointed over it. So whatever you all think, if you wanna read the agreed order and all that, it's already went to court. And then there is 10 more of them, that's just the regular ones. says on the back of his letter, September 29th, but that's just his sentencing date. So I
Yeah,
don't
he ain't
think
getting
he'll
out
be
of jail
getting
anytime
out of
soon.
jail that day.
Yeah, he ain't
And
getting
like
out.
I said, that letter does not say that he's objecting to the final settlement. It was just sent to me after he received his copies of everything. John Wallace says that it's not sufficient to say that he's objecting, but
So
then it would be your decision.
there's a total of 11 with.
Including that one,
with-
yes.
Including that one. Yeah. I'll make a motion to approve all 11 final settlements as submitted.
Motion on the floor is to approve the 11 final settlements as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Budget revisions?
There was one that was sent over.
Is it from the sheriff?
Bookkeeping.
Oh,
Not always me.
interesting. All right, so we have a in-house budget revision to increase, a line item by $20,490. It's the, FICA and Medicare insurance retirement and longevity line. So do we have a motion to approve the in-house budget revision
I'll make a
as
motion.
presented?
Yeah, I'll make a motion to approve the in-house budget revision as presented.
Motion to approve the in-house budget as presented. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. All right, so we had that one budget revision. Next item on the agenda is division of properties.
19,
19. Good.
erroneous assessments.
Erroneous. Okay. I will make a motion to approve the 19 erroneous assessments as presented.
Motion on the floor is to approve the 19 erroneous assessments, as submitted. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Distressed properties?
No.
There's no distressed properties. Fire fees, so we have
5.
five fire fees. So I have a motion to approve the 5 fire fees as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve 5 fire fees as submitted.
Motion on the floor is to approve the 5 fire fees as submitted. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Payment of the bills.